If you're going to do anything that will last a lifetime, it is important to get it right from the get-go. Otherwise, if you rush the process, there's a chance it won't last a lifetime. If you're going to build a house, it's important to get the foundations right from the get-go so that the building can stay. Otherwise, when storms come, the building will come crumbling down. And that is also applicable to our finances. If you're going to build your finances and hopefully let it sustain you during good times and bad times, it is important to get that foundation correctly. And that's why I have this channel. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, please don't forget to drop a like on the video. And I hope you find value in this one. So I saw this article on CNBC website about 2 days ago, and it got me thinking. I really wanted to share it at that moment, but instead I told myself, let me just take my time to think through it. I woke up this morning and the first thing that came to my mind is this article. Why am I not talking about this on my channel? So I decided I'm going to make this video today to share it with you. And I hope that you are able to learn, even if it's one thing from this video. And if you do, please let me know in the comment section below. And of course, if you have a different strategy that has worked for you, please share it in the comment section as well. It goes a long way. So let's talk about the article. This is the article itself. 44% of Americans can't pay an unexpected $1,000 expense from savings. It says we're just not wired to save, in quote, expert says. This is an important area that I always mention in any investment journey. You need the foundation to be right. One of the building blocks of your finances is savings. If your saving habits aren't set, what will happen is even if you make any investment, any gains you earn, you will end up spending it without thinking of saving it. Okay. And it's important to save some of this so that you can repeat the process. If you make $100,000 and you spend $100,000, you would not have any money and you still be broke. If you make $500,000 and you spend $500,000, you would still be broke. So the habit itself is important. And that is what I want to emphasize in this video. So one of the first things that I always do at the beginning of every week is to think about my week. So especially like on a Sunday, I look at my week and I think to myself, what is my plan for this week when it comes to what I'm going to do? So where I would be, whether it's for work, or how do I plan to save and invest that week? So for example, if I'm thinking of maybe investing in stocks and other investments that I consider that are on my radar, all right, I'm thinking to myself, how do I plan to allocate the X amount of money that I have to go towards this investment? And I choose based on my need. Same thing will go to my savings as well. So for example, if I'm planning to save X amount of money in the next 6 months, every week I'm asking myself, how well can I save this week so that I can reach my goal within the set time? The reason why this is important is because it gives you the ability to revisit your goal and you are in tune with what is really developing. So if something comes up, in your spending, in your budget, and you see an opportunity to save, you can easily, save that $50, save that $100, so that way you can reach your goal. Now, there are times in which you have unexpected things. You have unexpected things that will come up. For example, a flat tire, a fender bender, things like that. Health scare, you have to go to the ER or something. And that's where your emergency comes in. You having that emergency saved up so that way when things come up, you're not having to rely on credit cards. You're not having to rely on investments. You're not having to make unnecessary withdrawals from your account. And you can easily just tap into that emergency fund that you already saved up. So what is the best way to save for your emergency? How do you go about it? The recommended approach is to save 6 months worth of living expenses that will cover everything that you normally would need, not the nails that you get done or the haircuts that you get, right? I'm talking about like the needs, like, feeding, housing, transportation, things like that. You want to have that 6 months worth at least. Generally speaking, some will also recommend maybe 3 months to 6 months. Somewhere in between there works well. So at minimum, you want to go for that 3 months, maximum maybe 6 months. Some people want to feel more comfortable and feel safe by saving for 12 months. In my opinion, that's a little bit overkill, but it's good because things happen. It all depends on your lifestyle. It all depends on the insurances you have, and other coverages that you may have may help you to move that, emergency fund target or amount in different directions. You can stretch it to 12 months. You can bring it down to 3 months, depending on all the things that you have as coverages like insurances and things like that. So my recommendation is, if you want to save for 3 months, if you want to save your emergency fund that will cover you for 3 months, then of course think about how you can quickly achieve that. So if it means not spending money as much as you would, so for a few months, so that you can reach that 3 months target, 3 months of worth of savings goal, then that's the sacrifice that needs to be made. You have to understand that something has to give. You cannot keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. You cannot keep doing the same, habits and spending money the way you like without any accountability to yourself or to your partner. So that's why it is important to make sure that you have that goal set and you make the necessary adjustments so that you can reach that goal. So every week, like I was saying, what I would do is I would take my weekly plan and then I'm going to set aside X amount of money. So let's say for the week, I only want to spend, just a random number here, $100. That means I would try to stick to my $100. Now, if you really want to take this to the next level, withdraw the $100, leave your debit card, leave your credit card at home. When you're going to work, take that $100 with you and use it for those expenses that you already planned for. The goal of this is that you're forced to stick to the plan, and anything that is left over, you transfer it to your savings. Same thing goes if you use a credit card. If you plan to spend $100, then stick to the $100 plan and make sure you track your expenses throughout the week. At the end of the week, if you have anything left over, transfer it to your savings account. Of course, when you get paid, make sure to save at least 10 to 20% of your income if you can, at least 10%. Let it go towards your savings so that you can speed up this process of reaching your goal. I hope that you do not find yourself in a situation where you won't be able to cover an emergency, because an emergency means that, it's really important. You have to deal with the situation, and having something set aside will go a long way. I hope that you found value in this one. If you have, please don't forget to drop a like on it. I just wanted to share that with you. I'll see you in the next one.